Welcome, bienvenido. This is Roxana from Metamorphosis Rocks, and today is Thursday. It's the day we usually leave for celebrities or YouTube famous people. I'm going to talk about four particular ladies today, and the reason why I picked women for today's episode is because, first of all, these four women have empowered me a lot throughout the years. Second of all, this has been a week where, based on a crime committed by a man towards several women, Alisa Milano decided to start this campaign, hashtag Me Too. And thanks to that campaign, a lot of women have been able to find solidarity, find other stories, find out that they're not alone, and more importantly, find that, there's power in numbers. I don't know that that is going to have the result that we're hoping for, mainly because we live in a society where people tend to get on the bandwagon for a few weeks and then they go move on to the next thing. In a perfect world, we wouldn't even be talking about this anymore because this would not be an issue anymore. I was raised to believe that I could do anything I wanted to, even though I was born a girl. I was never taught to doubt men or fear men. I was taught that if somebody did something wrong, you don't trust that person anymore, regardless of whether they're a man or a woman. However, I don't want to focus on the negative aspect of what this week has been about. I want to focus on the positive aspect. And to me, the positive aspect is to find more empowering women that give good advice, provide a service or a product that is worth it. And that's why I'm mentioning these four people. Now, the four people that I'm going to mention, it's really funny because this is how I found them. And the reason why I'm looking down is because I want to make sure I say the names right, because I usually use the first name, not the whole name, when I'm talking about these people, even though I don't know any of them personally. And none of them need me to shout them out because I have less than 100 followers. And the one that has the least amount of followers in this list, I think, has 35,000. And she used to be an actress, so it's not like people don't know her. But the reason why I want to bring these women up is because they're very empowering women. Ironically, out of the four women that I'm going to mention, the one that I'm going to start with first is the reason how is how I found all the other three. There is a young woman, I believe she's from Canada. Her name is Danielle Laporte, and I hope to God I'm saying the name right. And she is the first person I found on YouTube talking about female empowerment and doing the right thing and whatnot. And because of her, she was releasing a book a long time ago. I want to say it was like 6 years ago. And when she was releasing the book, Marie Forleo interviewed her, and that's how I discovered Marie Forleo. And Marie Forleo is she's amazing. She used to be, among other careers, because she's had many. She used to be a aerobics instructor at a very famous club in New York, exercise club in New York. She is a great dancer. She is an amazing speaker, and she's somebody that you should keep your eye out for. Now, listening to Danielle and Marie, I discovered Chris Carr, who used to be an actress, and she wrote a book called Crazy Sexy Cancer. If I'm not mistaken, that's the order of the words. But that book became very famous. And I started following her because I wasn't feeling well. That was the beginning of the downfall, to be honest with you. That was like 5 years ago. And she has cancer, and she has been able to stay alive because she basically changed her entire diet. Now, I believe she went full vegan. I have one or two of her books, and I can't show them to you because I already packed them. But the reason why I started juicing was because of her. It so happens that I was trying to stomach green juice, which I have never been able to stomach, because either they use six vegetables and one fruit, and the fruit is too overpowering with the sweetness, or just doesn't taste right. The combination that actually made it for me was six vegetables and two fruits, green apples and lemon. And the reason why it made it for me is because it's not sweet at all. It's sour, and I love sour stuff. And that's how I finally and the one that gave me the recipe that is the closest to what I do right now was Chris Carr. So I have to thank her for that. The last person that comes into this group, and they all know each other. I don't know if they all know all four of each other, or I do know that Mary knows all the other three. The last one I'm going to mention is oh my God, I can't talk today. Gabrielle Bernstein. Now, Mary and Gabrielle were with Tom Maskip, and I really don't know if I'm saying his name right at all. They were on a Oprah Winfrey show once for the future of influencers, basically. It's a, my summary of what that show was about. But basically, Gabrielle was, by her own admission, she was not in very positive steps in life. I trying to remember. I think she once said she was an addict, but I don't remember what she was an addict of. So I don't want to say that she was a drug addict or anything like that because I honestly don't know. But she was addicted to something. And let's face it, people are addicted to work, people are addicted to food, people are addicted to a lot of things. But she discovered yoga and she discovered a more pleasant way to live. And I have a couple of her books too that are also packed because I am not leaving those behind. And she has a very nice way of explaining things, especially in the books, and she has videos. Now, I will say this. I am going to post all four channels below, except for Marie Forleo. I don't think the other three are posting. I think the oldest, I think they all have like 2 or 3 months that they haven't posted on YouTube. But I did leave the channels because all of them have all their other social media on their main page, and by looking at their main page, you can find all the other resources that you have for them. Why am I mentioning these four women? First of all, they're getting older, so they're beginning to give advice that is good for us. Second of all, I have always believed that age is just a number in terms of what you can learn from other people. I think we can learn from people old, young. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, what religion you believe, what political status you believe. Unlike many people nowadays that if you're not on the left or you're not on the right, you're wrong. I believe that there's 50-50 chance that half of what you're saying is right for everybody. It's just a reality of life. There is no such thing as black and white when it comes to human beings. We try, we think we have like the polarizing, but the truth of it is most of us are in the middle on most things. And I think it's really important also to look at other ways of thinking on things. There is nothing more of a time waster, and I'm using the quotation marks because people are always asking me why you spend so much time in social media and why do you waste your time, and the reality is not true. Social media has become, for me specifically, because there are days when I can't leave the house, social media has become for me a way of seeing other people's perspective on things. Now, are they going to change my mind? Maybe, maybe not, but that's not the point. The point is that we cannot sit ourselves and surround ourselves with people that think the same way we do. Now, in my personal experience, I've never surrounded myself with people that think the same way I do. Even when I was a little kid, my mother's house, half of the family had one political mind, the other half had the other, and they were exact opposites. In my marriage, my husband is completely opposite politically to me. We only have one thing in common right now. Oh, and we do have the same opinions on abortions and on guns, on owning guns. So, on that we agree. Again, what I'm trying to tell you, even when you're on opposite sides of the spectrum, there are common grounds. And that's really important to me, to find common ground and also to find different points of view so I can make a more educated decision. I have never understood people that watch a news channel or read a particular type of magazine or get their news from one particular person and don't go out there, and especially now that you have the internet, you should be able to put a simple question to Google and it will give you 20 different resources on whatever opinion you're looking for. And you should be smart enough to look at 3 or 4 opinions instead of being lazy and just letting a reporter tell you what to think. So that's why I'm bringing up these 4 beautiful ladies. I hope you go ahead and check them out. And like I said, I'm gonna leave their channels below on the information box. Go and show them some love and listen to some of their videos. They have some really great advice. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful